and then Pledge of Allegiance, and then we will have invocation by one of our favorite pastors. Yay! Pastor Cheryl Sejour of Gateway Foursquare Church, and then we'll get into regular business. Madam Clerk.
7:04 p.m. Mayor Desome.
Here?
Vice Mayor Timothy. Here. Councilman Burns.
Here.
Councilwoman Esther Irvin.
Present.
Councilman Charles.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum to proceed.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. Pledge by our Commendatores of the North Miami Police Department.
Place your right hand over your hearts. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, City Council, City staff. God bless you. Thank you. Let us bow before the Creator of heaven and earth. Lord, we just thank you that you are Lord of all and that you love the city of North Miami, all the people of North Miami. And we just invite your presence to come into this chamber, Lord. Your presence is full of wisdom, and we know that your wisdom comes from above, that is pure and peace-loving and considerate and submissive and full of mercy and good fruit and impartial. So we thank you that every decision in this chamber tonight and in future chamber meetings, Lord, that your wisdom would be where decisions come from. And we just give you praise and thanks for tonight in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, everyone. Madam Manager, any addition, deletion, amendment, or deferral to the agenda?
On tab D, Councilwoman Mary Estimate Irvin is asking to be a co-sponsor.
Okay, tab D. What is tab D?
Tab D is on consent.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Is that it?
That is the only
Thank you,
amendment.
Mr. Attorney. Are we all set?
Yes, Mayor, the agenda is set. You may proceed.
Okay, thank you so much. We have a couple of special presentation today, so we will. It's a lot. It's 3. Oh, and then the special. So it's the 3 proclamation and then the special Vision Zero Safety Action Plan. Okay, so let's go down and then we'll come back and then we'll do the other. Yes, sir. You could do. Yeah. Anybody else want to do something? Mary, you want to do? That's fine. Okay. Councilman, you want to do national? Well, no, you could do national.
Good evening. At this point of the program, we are going to recognize 2 officers of the month for the month of February, 2 outstanding detectives that went beyond the call of duty to solve the case. It is a sensitive type of case that you don't like to see within the city, but these 2 detectives, Detective Brian Bonet and Detective Dwight Smith, worked on a sexual assault case. And it was through their perseverance that they found the perpetrator. And as much as the perpetrator tried to get away and as much harm as he had done to the victim, these 2 detectives really were outstanding, and they caught the bad guy, and which gave comfort to the individual, the lady that was assaulted. And so at this time, on behalf of the City Council, and I'm going to read Now, therefore, I, Mayor Alex DeSome, along with Vice Mayor Cassandra Timoney, Councilman Kevin A. Burns, Councilwoman Marie Estine Irvin, and Councilman Mary, I'm sorry, and Councilman Pierre France Charles do by proclaim April 22nd, 2025 as Detective Brian Bonet and Detective Dwight Smith Day here in the city of North Miami. Gentlemen, you are- And Chief, would you like to make a comment?
Good evening, everyone. Sharice Giordani Gause, Chief of Police, North Miami. I just want to say thank you to Mayor and Council for this recognition and to our detectives. The hard work that you display every single day does not go unnoticed. It is important for us to bring closure to our victims. So the report is just the onset of what an investigation will entail. And so a lot of times, that's just the first part of it, but it takes a lot of man hours, a lot of investigative work in order to bring closure to our victims. So we thank you for your hard work each and every day that you do. Continue the good work and continue making a positive impact.
And now we're going to have Councilwoman Mary Estime Irving for Arbor Day, followed by Councilman Fairbanks Charles for National Community Development Week.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Earth Day. So, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Norton proposed a Nebraska Board of Agriculture for a special day to be set aside for planting trees, which marks the beginning of movement rooted in stewardship. And whereas this holiday is called Harbor Day. So, I'm not going to read all of the whereas. So now, therefore, Mayor Alex DeSome, along with Vice Mayor Cassandra Timothy, Councilman Kevin Burns, Councilwoman Mary Estime Irvin, and Councilman Pierre France Charles, do whereby proclaim April 25th as Arbor Day in the city of North Miami.
My name is Debbie Love. I'm the Development Services Department Director. Sustainability is one of the sections that I oversee. It's a critical to the city. I'd like to introduce Kenneth Winning, our Sustainability Administrator. If you were at the Earth Day event, it was amazing. And if you saw the butterfly release, that was even more amazing. And that was Kenneth's idea. I'd like to ask him to say a couple of words about Arbor Day.
Thank you. Good evening, happy Earth Day as well. Trees. They provide oxygen, shade, beautify our neighborhoods while lowering temperatures at the same time. They also make it safer and more comfortable to walk on our sidewalks by slowing vehicular traffic. Trees reduce flooding through evapotranspiration and filter runoff prior to reaching the Biscayne Bay. Each year, Arbor Day reminds us that one of the simplest, most powerful actions we can take in our community and our planet is to plant a tree. Since its celebration in 1872, Arbor Day has grown into a global tradition, one that recognizes the critical role trees play in our environment, our economy, and everyday quality of life. Here in North Miami, we are proud to continue that legacy. We're honoring Arbor Day not just in words, but in action, with a ceremonial tree planting at the North Miami Public Library on this Friday, 10 a.m. till noon. This planting project will kick off the Food Forest Initiative with the planting of 4 fruit trees: jackfruit, breadfruit, soursop, and starfruit. The library will serve as the first location, and as this program evolves, each district and community will begin receiving fruit tree plantings. Tonight, we recognize the importance of trees, the partnerships that help them thrive, and the commitment of our residents, city staff, and local businesses who make North Miami greener every year. Thank you very much.
All right, pleasure to be here. Good evening. Just want to say a special welcome to some of our District 4 residents who are here. Hello, welcome. Quite a few whereas in here, whereas the Community Development Block Grant, CBBG, programs was enacted in 1974 and remains one of the longest continuously operated programs within the United States Department of Housing, Urban Development, and quite a few more whereas. And now, therefore, I, Mayor Alex Desulme, along with Vice Mayor Cassandra Timothy, Councilman Kevin Burns, Councilwoman Mary Estime Irvin, and myself, do hereby proclaim April 21 to 25, 2025 as Community Development Week in the city of North Miami, and encourage, where is Albert? Okay, and then Albert, come on. That's your week, not mine. Whoa, whoa, woo, woo, woo. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have the floor. Oh, I didn't present it to you now. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Not much to say. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for this proclamation, but most importantly, what I want to point out for you, I'm gonna need your help. It's Albert, I need a favor. So CDBG, in the proposed budget that President Trump sent to Congress, CDBG and home are zeroed out. You're gonna have to start talking with your lobbyists, with your people. I need your help, because I can tell you for the past 5 years, we assisted close to 150 homeowners in repairs, 500 in rental assistance, close to $5 million went to this community, and it all come from CDBG and home. So I'm gonna need your help, and thank you really for acknowledging this. If it goes down that way, we're gonna be.
It's going down that way.
Well, no, it's not. We gotta keep on praying.
David's gonna call his friends at the White House.
Yes, but thank you.
I've been posing for that.
Before we get to the special presentation by Kimberly Horn, Madam Manager, are they ready? They getting ready?
Yes,
But I want to mention something. In 2010, Albert. Oh yes, thank you so much. I would like to acknowledge we have Mayor Andre Pierre, former Mayor Andre Pierre, and also I haven't seen him in a while. Former Mayor Philippe Bien-Aimé is also in the back. We want to say welcome and thank you. And First Lady Bernadette Pierre in the back. We have a full house. And the one and only Ben Cuny. We have to just say that while we're there. Looking at that. But funny enough, 2010, when after President Obama was elected, and we had some folks in the White House, and they made a call to me. I called Albert, and we got with the city manager, and we were able. I went to DC to the Albert. Remember? Yes, this was and we had our good friend Karen Andre that was at that time was the liaison from the White House to HUD, and we went to HUD. We had our meeting. Our money has been going down since Obama, but the fact that it's completely cut off, this is the first time I'm hearing about it tonight. So we will continue. We will fight. We'll do what we do, but it's tough and it's serious. So we just want people to know it does trickle down and it doesn't hurt us here at home. But this is the first effect of what's happening with the current administration. and it's really, really sad. But no, we're going to do what we do and fight and raise hell and do what we do about that. But it's real, and we just have to, don't hold our breath on it, but we'll do what we do. But this is what's happening. All right, thank you so much, Madam Manager. Are we ready for Kimberly Horn?
Yes, we are.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Councilmen, staff, residents, business owners. My name is Stephen Marcellus. I'm the Interim Transportation Manager for the City of North Miami. North Miami secured a fiscal year 25 USDT SS4A grant to develop a Vision Zero action plan, aiming to eliminate traffic fatalities, serious injuries by 2050. With our 19-member steering committee who will help us guide our effort, this is the first of 3 presentations where we have one in June and we'll have another one in September to give you updates of this plan. Now I'd like to introduce our consultant from Kimberly Horn to present an overview and introduction of the plan. Ravi.
Thank you and good evening. My name is Ravi Jayasundar. I'm with a consultant firm Kimberly Horn and Associates. So I'll give a brief overview of the study. Like Stephen mentioned, the goal is to of this action plan is to reduce and ultimately eliminate the roadway deaths and serious injuries by the year 2050. And this is a collaborative effort involving the cities, the residents, staff, as well as with the partnering agencies. You can see in this map, in this diagram, the project logo. It shows that we are considering all modes, not only the vehicles, pedestrians, and bicycle, and it has the message, safety message, that the safety starts with you, meaning if you are as a roadway user, it's your responsibility for your safety and for your loved one's safety as well as other road users' safety. Just want to also mention you are familiar with the citywide traffic calming plan. These are 2 separate different focus areas. The traffic calming plan focused on the neighborhood streets and the speed management. But this is a data-driven study focused on the safety of all roadway system, including the state highway system within the city limits, excluding the I-95. So some of the components of the action plan and where we are right now is we are in the data analysis phase and also gathering information from the residents as well as the stakeholders about the safety issues. After that, we will move on to the action plan development and plan to complete this study by the end of September. Let's look at some of the crash data for the city in the last 6 years, from 2019 to 2024. On average, there have been about 2,200 crashes in each of the year in the 6-year period, and what is noticeable is that there is no trend of decreasing at this, of the crashes. One focus area, especially for our action plan, is to reduce the fatal and serious injury crashes. There were roughly about 20 to 25 crashes per year in each of these 6-year period. And like I mentioned, our goal is to get to 0 by 2025 with an interim goal of getting to 50% reduction in 10 years. 2 of the things that we have found from the safety data analysis I want to focus during today's presentation. One is the so-called the vulnerable road users. That's focusing on the pedestrians, bicyclists, and the motorcyclists. So you have 3 pie charts here. Focus on the what is shown in the color orange. On the left side, you see all the crashes, and as a proportion of all the crashes, ped bike and motorcycle crashes account for about 5%. But if you go to the middle graph, that means fatal and incapacitating injury crashes, that orange portion grows up to 55%. And when you go to the fatal crashes only, the orange portion gets to almost 70%. So that highlights the need to focus on the safety for the pedestrians, bicyclists, and the motorcyclists. Just breaking down a little bit further onto those 3 groups, you can see again 3 similar pie charts. You can see especially the blue portion, the pedestrian involved portion, going from about 40% when you consider all the crashes, but when you go to the increasing severity fatal crashes, it accounts for 63% of the total crashes. Another focus of this study based on the analysis is the nighttime crashes happening during nighttime conditions. similar graph here. Focus on the blue, the orange one. When you consider all the crashes, it's about quarter of the total crashes, but when you go to the fatal crashes, it's about 63% of the total crashes happen during nighttime, resulting in fatality. So those are two of the main things as we develop the action plan we want to focus on. This is another map we are showing the more of the serious pet bike and motorcycle crashes and where they are occurring. They typically tend to focus on some of the busiest roads, which include the state roads. This is we call it a heat map. It's somewhat similar to the weather radar maps that you see when you talk about the weather events and especially severe storms. And the color yellow and the red focus on the most intense area for the crashes are happening. And you can see the state road, US 441, the Biscayne Boulevard, the 125th and 135th Street, as well as the Dixie Highway, the 6th Avenue. Among the roads that we are using the intense color signifying some of the high crash locations. And this will lead to later on for us to identify some of the specific location and the segments for the action plan development. Other thing that's happening parallelly for us is the outreach, because we want to get the input from the community and the stakeholders. Within the city's website, there's a page dedicated for the safety action plan where we post information, and also part of that we are right now conducting a survey to get input from the residents. There's a survey component, as well as we have a map for the people to identify any locations where they can pinpoint and give us the safety issue. So there are two ways of providing input. So far we have received about close to 120 comments and the completed surveys. So we appreciate that, all the input. And then with the city staff, we have been to a couple of HOA meetings, as well as we were out there last Saturday getting input. And this survey component, we have the initial survey component to identify the issues are finishing within one week by the 30th. So we appreciate if you could assist to send out another notification to provide us input. Overall, the schedule is the 9-month schedule, and after we develop the preliminary strategies, we are going to go back to the community around October to get additional input, and we also have a steering committee that will help us with we have bi-monthly meetings that involves the FDOT, the planning agencies, the county, city staff, as well as the business and the residents. So with that, that's my presentation. If you have any questions, we are ready to.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate it. Let me find out if any of my colleagues have questions. I want to say thank you to you. We did review the thorough presentation. You have the PowerPoint. Anyone, Councilwoman, Councilman?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much for this presentation. And the Vision Zero Safety Action Plan actually is something that I love and I'll support it. But now let me ask you, said that you guys talked to FDOT?
Yeah, they are part of the steering committee.
Okay, part of the steering committee.
Yes.
Can you also make a recommendation to them? Because I know they don't listen. Is that a yes?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
No, I said, can you also make a recommendation to them?
Yes, the recommendations?
I am going to tell you, and I see that there is a point highlighted in the area with a lot of crashes, 125th Street and Northwest 6th Avenue, just right by I-95. Since they did the mess, they created that mess, it's like almost every week we have 1, 2, sometimes 3 crashes just right there. Would you please have a conversation with them so that they can come back and look into it, because before we did not have that in the city of North Miami.
Yes.
I don't know if you know exactly the location that I'm talking about.
No, yeah, I'm familiar with the location. Yes.
Okay, so please, talk to them and see if there's something that we can do, because that corner alone, I think is like accounted for most of the crashes that we have in the city.
Yeah, we can definitely bring it up there. We have a meeting in about a week's time, the steering committee meetings. We can bring it up, and then also we can consider options. Maybe they can do either to consider options, whether doing a before and after comparison of the safety situation with the project. And
Before I yield back, do you think they will listen to you?
we will bring it up for the discussion for sure.
All right, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Councilman, and thank you, sir. Thank you for your presentation. Truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anything you want to add to it, Madam Manager, the administration?
No, Mayor.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
With
you.
that being said, we are city events. Savannah.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff, North Miami neighbors, and guests. My name is Savannah Dre Smith, and I'm presenting the following announcements on behalf of the City of North Miami. Attention North Miami business owners, the City of North Miami is offering green rehab grants of up to $10,000 to assist businesses in improving their facilities, increasing energy efficiency, and reducing energy costs. To apply, visit www.northmiamifl.gov/economicdev. Make your voice heard and unite for progress with the North Miami Commission for Women. Join us every Tuesday, of the month from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here in the council chambers. Together, we're empowering women and strengthening our community. For more information, visit northmiamifl.gov/CFW. Vice Mayor Cassandra Timothy invites North Miami residents to join free basic to advanced computer classes every Saturday until July 12th at the North Miami Public Library. Classes are offered from 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and include training in Microsoft Word, Excel, email, and more, with Creole and Spanish interpreters available on site. To register, visit the library or call 305-891-5535. Proof of North Miami residency is required. Are you thinking about buying your first home? Join us for the First Time Homebuyers Education Workshop in Creole, held every fourth Saturday of the month from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the North Miami Public Library. Learn about grants, down payment assistance, closing costs, and more. To register, call Expert Resource Community Center at 305-652-7616. A valid photo ID and proof of income are required. Presented by Councilman Pierre Fons-Charles, the D4 Smart Tutoring Program offers free academic support for the 7th to 12th grade. Sessions take place Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Sunkist Grove Community Center. For registration, contact 786-543-3014. Attention North Miami residents, the City of North Miami is developing its 5-year consolidated plan to set federal funding priorities for housing and community development. The public hearing and commenting opportunities are Tuesday, May 6th at 7 p.m. at the Planning Commission Board meeting and Tuesday, June 24th, 7 p.m. at the regular City Council meeting. The North Miami Educational Foundation is now accepting applications for its 2025 scholarship program. High school graduates and first-year college students can apply for scholarships of up to $4,000. The application deadline is this Friday, April 25th at 5 p.m. For more information, visit www.northmiamifl.gov/students. Calling all young music lovers. Join Councilwoman Mary Estime Irvin and the Nomi Tech After School Program every Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the North Miami Public Library for the Jambox Music Academy. Presented by the Team of Hope, this program helps students discover and develop their musical talents in a fun but empowering environment. To register, call the North Miami Public Library at 305-891-5535. You are cordially invited to the 7th annual Nomi Gold and Silver Seniors Luncheon, hosted by our very own Mayor Alex DeSume, on Wednesday, April 23rd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Joe Celestin Community Center. Celebrate the wisdom and vibrance of our senior community with an afternoon filled with fellowship, entertainment, and warm hospitality. RSVP now at 2025nomiseniorluncheon.eventbrite.com. Seating is limited. Calling all tech lovers. Come out for Nomi Tech and Connect on Thursday, April 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Cats Lounge, hosted by Councilwoman Mary Estime Irvin. Enjoy a powerful tech talk on building financial growth through tech careers, plus complimentary food and drinks. Register now at mybpn.org/events. Mocha is excited to present a special edition of Jazz at Mocha featuring the New World Symphony mobile wall cast and visual jazz by Mocha Teen Art Force. Through this partnership, Mocha Teen Art Force students worked collaboratively with New World Symphony fellows to develop visual art accompaniments that will be featured during the Friday, April 25th performance beginning at 8 p.m. Celebrate Arbor Day with the City of North Miami on Friday, April 25th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the North Miami Public Library, where fruit trees will be planted in honor of a greener tomorrow. For details, contact the Development Services Department at 305-895-9825. Celebrate Earth Day with District 4 at Ben Franklin Park on Saturday, April 26th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. District 4 Councilman Pierre Fons Charles and Miami-Dade County Commissioner Marlene Bastien of District 2 invite you to roll up your sleeves and help beautify our community. Volunteers can register online or call 305-895-9818 for more details. Celebrate Earth Month at Arch Creek Environmental Preserve on Saturday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. with Councilman Kevin A. Burns. Get hands-on with mangrove planting, enjoy a community barbecue, and take part in a meaningful tree dedication ceremony. Councilwoman Mary Estime Irvin invites you to the Senior Smart Living Luncheon on Wednesday, April 30th from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Griffin Community Senior Citizen Center. Enjoy lunch while learning how to use smart devices to bank, connect, and stay safe online with a chance to win an iPad and other giveaways. Reserve your spot at nomiseniorSmartLiving.eventbrite.com. Philip Smith Magnetic Fields will be the featured exhibit at the Museum of Contemporary Art beginning April 30th. This is a career survey and solo institutional debut from Miami artist Philip Smith. Curated by art historian Robin Clark, Magnetic Fields presents over 50 works spanning 5 decades of Smith's expansive artistic career. Bloom is an interconnected web of ideas and artistic expressions embodied by the entire Teen Art Force cohort, extended beyond a singular concept. Teen Art Force is a celebration of the young and gifted artists' own blossoming. Visit the museum to witness the extraordinary talents of our youth. For our last announcement, North Miami High School students, here's your chance to gain paid experience this summer through the 2025 Youth Opportunity Board 6-week internship program. Participants will work 20 hours a week and can earn community service hours too. Apply now at northmiamifl.gov/YOB or scan the QR code on the flyer. To stay up to date with NOMI news, events, programs, and services, log on to North Miami's official website at www.northmiamifl.gov. Click Connect with NOMI on the homepage to sign up for the city's newsletters. Also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at North Miami FL and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at NOMI News. This concludes the city announcements. Thank you all.
Unless a member of the city council wishes to...
I'm like, give me a... I got scared. Thank you, Ms. Smith. Appreciate it, all that. Thank you so much. Appointments. Do we have any, Madam Clerk?
No.
Okay, consent.
Unless a member of the city council wishes to remove a specific item from this portion of the agenda, tabs A through D constitute the consent agenda. These resolutions and items are self-explanatory and are not expected to require additional review or discussion. These items will be recorded as individually numbered resolutions adopted unanimously by the following motion: that the consent agenda comprised of tabs A through Z be adopted.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Can I have, Madam Clerk, could you read for the record tab C?
Tab C, a proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the award of a city-issued firearm to retired police officer Omar Quintero in recognition of 25 years of service to the city of North Miami and North Miami Police Department, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab C.
Thank you for that. Just wanted to make sure we highlighted his 25 years.
Yes, indeed.
Not necessarily on the consent, but to recognize him for 25 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you so much. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Charles to approve the consent agenda. The motion was seconded by Mayor Desame. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Tab E.
A proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, relating to the multi-phase, multifamily residential and retail project located at 1525 Northwest 135th Street, North Miami, Florida 33167, and authorizing a rent subsidy in an amount not to exceed $8,340,000 payable in annual installments over 12 years. Further authorizing the interim city manager and city attorney to negotiate and finalize all associated documents and agreements with Redwood CP DevCo LLC to provide funding for the development of the multi-phase, multifamily, residential, and retail project, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab E.
Thank you so much. Madam Clerk, Madam Manager, any presentation?
There is no presentation. This is a resolution, as was stated. Once the second building is the later of fiscal year 27 or the completion of the second building, then there would be an affordable housing subsidy paid by the city to the developer for affordable housings in those units for 12 years.
Okay, can you explain to us, when I mean presentation, something, if somebody's watching, at least they'll understand just the nature. You're saying second building.
The second building of the development. So Redwood has multiple phases. The Redwood development has multiple phases. The first building was supported by the CRA. This is the second building that the city is, well, they're seeking that the city support in the manner of an affordable housing subsidy that would go towards reduced rents for the tenants during that time, and it would begin if the later of fiscal year 27 or the CO of building 2, that's the completion of the building 2, and it would go for 12 years.
Awesome. Thank you so much. With that being said, let's open up tab E for public hearing. Tab E is open. Tab E is open. We have 2 mic. After that, okay. Ms. Guzman.
Veronica Guzman, 540 Northwest 127th Street. This item is a little baffling to me because we had a budget meeting in October where money was slated for various things, and we only got $200,000 for traffic calming, and yet somehow we're going to give away $8 million to a developer for a project. And my concern is, where is this money coming from? If we didn't have money in the budget for certain things, how are all of a sudden we're coming up with $8 million? It's concerning because we continue to give away money to developers. If they want to use a subsidy for housing, they need to apply for federal grants. We're always in a rush to say, hey, okay, if we need money, we need to go apply for it. Then they need to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good evening. Eileen Bicaba, 13350 Northeast 3rd Court. I pretty much have some of the same concerns. We are heading back into a $14 million deficit at this rate. I would like to know exactly where this money is coming from, because there was really no explanation here. We need to know where the money is coming from, and is this not the same development that's using public land that came here with a banker and said that they had all this money, in which the banker swore that there was money? Is this not public land where they are using our land in the first place? I mean, I have a lot of questions here, and there are no answers, and I really think that the public needs a better explanation. Instead of giving these people subsidies, we need to be spending it on police. We have all these developments coming online, and we are supposed to have a certain amount of police for every 1,000 residents. We don't have it. We don't have a reserve, the proper reserve for the city. We need to be spending money on that, and they need to apply to the county and other places for grants. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Seeing none coming, public hearing is closed on the item. Any discussion up here, colleagues?
I would like comment. Madam Manager, can you answer the 2 questions of where the money is coming from and what role the CRA is playing within Tower 2, but also explain where the money and the year that it's going to start?
Absolutely. So CRA has no involvement in Tower 2. It only has involvement in Tower 1. The monies that are being used to fund this item, again, this begins fiscal year 2027, or the later of that, or the building 2 completion. So if the building 2 is completed in fiscal year 28, that's when the subsidy would begin. We are anticipating, well, the monies that are coming from the Solomia Towers, that will be on the tax roll at that time, because that's when the funding from that project will be coming into the city's budget. And so with the increase in the general fund by that new development, that is what is being sourced to be able to then support this this project.
Okay, awesome. Anyone else?
I had a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I know the interlocal has since been redone, but in the past, I believe the interlocal with Solomia, the
Mhm.
funds from Solomia should have been reinvested into the west side. But right now, the Solomia funds, is it going to CRA or is it going all to the city at this moment?
So it ends up all coming to the city because it does first go to the CRA. However, we have an agreement with the city within our interlocal that the CRA does refund 100% of the money that is generated on the east side, which does include the Solomia project. So it does come back to the city immediately.
And do you know with that, the building that's getting ready to come online from Solomia, do we have the estimated or at least projected property taxes?
I don't have that number with me right now. I don't know if our CFO has that number. I will have that during the course of the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anything
I'm
else?
sorry,
You
lastly,
good?
I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead,
one
go
more.
ahead. No, go ahead.
As I was looking at it, I know the contract said 80% AMI. Is there any way to make sure that it's maybe at 60% AMI? I know if we request for developers to build affordable housing, the city attorney always likes to tell us that we have to pay for it. So as we know that there's an affordable housing crisis in Miami-Dade County, if we're asking developers to, to create more affordable housing at different AMIs, I know right now it's stated at 80. If it can maybe be at 60, or if there's going to be a range, maybe that needs to be specified.
Yes, also, with that being said, I know with the 80%, where are we looking? Because I know there's some issues even with the current developments that we have, because the market, the folks that we have, the bottom line is the county requires that we follow their suit when it comes to affordable housing or anything like that, and their AMI and us is totally different. So even the 60 is, yeah, so whatever extra help, that would really be helpful. The 80s a little bit, because they are having some problem right now, I think, with some of the units that are there, because when you look at the North Miami market, it's just, 80s, 60s a lot. So, but I think to her point, is that something that we are looking to do? Are you asking to add it to
Well,
the
I think,
agenda, or what?
I know it's something that you guys are going to have to negotiate.
Yes, and they are here tonight, so I'm.
So is that something that Redwood, is that something that you guys are into?
Yes, we're open to negotiating a range, but it would be the average of 80% or less. So we would have.
We want it to be lower than 80. So can you have another range of less? So
Right.
can we do 70% and less?
So the reason, it's really because of the tax credit providers that they want to see certain thresholds, 80% and lower, but in North Miami, we can have a certain amount dedicated for 60% or even lower than 60%.
David, I know that's the problem. I know what they're looking for, but the reality is our market does not, what the bank wants and what they are looking for. Our people do not have that.
May I know?
Yes.
He's agreeing to 60% or under.
Oh, you agree?
Yes.
On
Yes.
certain units,
I was
yes.
going to say,
On
we
certain
can do
units,
a
we can do that,
combination.
Yes.
So, but that could be specified in your agreement, whatever.
In the agreement, we'll have a certain set aside for 60% AMI units.
I think that would be good. Yes.
Maybe a couple of 40.
Anything else?
No, just want to add a few lines of positivity, because sometimes we complain a lot, but we don't take time when things are moving the right way to acknowledge people are doing the right thing. So the field over there was a hot mess, and we went into like a roller coaster, and then moving on. And finally, after our last meeting, when Redwood was here, they said that they were going to clean up the field, and they did. They move on and put the screen up and everything. If you go use the park like I use it almost every day, you will see a big difference. And again, if you look at the development and when you look at the numbers, I know we're talking about 8 million and everything, but this is the first real development that we are going to have in District 4. And again, moving subsidies from Solomia to District 4, which is part of everything that we know was supposed to happen from the east side, and it is part of the deal, and that would help the other side of the city. So we have to look at both ways, and I just want to say thank you for moving this project forward, and I just cannot wait, and I know We're gonna have a supermarket there, among other things. We are going to have a healthcare unit in there, which we need badly in District 4. So I look forward for the first day that I'm gonna have that hat on and shovel on the ground, and then we'll get the first building up, because the first building, again, the one that the CR is supporting is the senior building, and we know we need, the need is crazy. We need units so that we can house our seniors, and it is not a money that we're giving away. It is a money that we are going to invest into something that will bring value to our city. So with that, I think I'll just make a motion to approve the item.
Second.
I have an additional comment real quick.
Go ahead, sir.
I just want to point out to the developers, a lot of eyes are watching this project. A lot of council members prior to me being here put a lot of faith in your efforts moving forward. Please don't disappoint. There's plenty of people who are for this project, and there's plenty of people who don't. Our residents have skin in the game. So when we allocate these tax dollars, it's not our money. Yes, it's part of our money, but it's the community's money. And we're investing it in your project. We're investing in Tower 1, now we're investing in Tower 2. You got 6 more towers to go. You got the park and everything else. So there's a lot of eyes, there's a lot of trust that's being put into you all. And by the time this whole project is probably completed, none of us will be still serving up here. So we want to make sure that future councils have something to crow about, that your project turned out after 10, 15 years of development, that it was the right thing to do moving forward. And let's just hope that you guys hit a grand slam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman. We got a motion, Madam Clerk, in a second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Charles to approve the item at tab E. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Estimate Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Item passes with a 4-1 vote.
Thank you. Tab F.
Tab F, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the interim city manager to execute an amendment and restated interlocal agreement for design, construction, and joint funding of recreational facilities, and an amended and restated escrow agreement between the City of North Miami and the School Board of Miami-Dade County to provide for the design, construction, joint funding of recreational facilities at Cagney Park, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab F.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. Mr. Attorney, you got a presentation?
Well, it's not a presentation, but I'm going to explain what you're about to vote on. So you've seen this interlocal agreement before back in 2022. We had made some changes to the previous interlocal agreement because back then we were talking about getting the $5 million back, and then subsequently we decided to leave it there. So as the project moves forward, we reviewed the interlocal agreement. We needed to make sure that it matched the scope and make sure that it matched the numbers, because the numbers had changed. We got an additional dollars. The project increased in price. We got additional dollars from the county. So all of that is why we've changed the agreement. Again, it's essentially the same agreement you've seen, but updated with the new information so we can move along.
Thank you so much. Public hearing is open on the item. Seeing none coming, public
Move for
hearing is
approval.
closed.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilwoman Estimate Irvin to approve the item at tab F. The motion was seconded by Councilman Burns. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab G, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the interim city manager to issue purchase orders for the purchase of the following vehicles: 4 pickup trucks, 3 cargo vans, 3 sport utility vehicles, 2 dump trucks, 1 chipper, 1 compact loader, 1 mini excavator, and 1 trailer, at an approximate aggregate cost not to exceed $900,000 from various competitively selected vendors, utilizing the cooperative purchasing provision pursuant to Section 7-169 of the City Code on contracts awarded through the Florida Sheriff's Association under contract number FSA 24-VEH 320.0, FSA 23-VEL 21.1, and FSA 23-EQUI 21.0 through Sourcewell under contract number 020223-CEC and 031721-MBI, and under the State of Florida Department of Management Services contract number 251-000-23-STC, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab G.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Manager, I know we briefed on this item. I understand that this is purchasing vehicle prior to different tariffs and things taking place in terms of inflation, so I don't think we need a presentation. So I will open it up to public hearing. Public hearing is open on tab G. Public hearing is now closed.
Move for approval.
I have a motion made by Councilwoman Estimé Irvin to approve the item at tab G. The motion was seconded by Councilman Charles. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The item passes with a 4-0 vote. Tab H, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the interim city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute an amendment to the lease agreement between the City of North Miami and Toshiba America Business Solutions, Inc., doing business as Toshiba Business Solutions, to provide for the continuation of printing, copying, and maintenance services at the existing rates and for the consolidation of departmental sublease agreements into one master lease agreement for a term of 39 months at an amount not to exceed $54,528 annually. Further authorizing the interim city manager to issue purchase orders for payment of services, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab H.
Madam Manager, again, I know this one is kind of self-explanatory. Probably should have been on consent. We all need our papers and our copier machine. So I will open it up to public hearing. Public hearing is open on tab H. Public hearing is now
Move
closed.
for approval.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Charles to approve the item at tab H. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Estimé Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes with a 4-0 vote.
Thank you.
Please be advised that the following item on the agenda is quasi-judicial in nature, and if you wish to speak in favor of, object to, or comment on an item, you'll need to complete a public speaker's card indicating the agenda item number on which you would like to comment. You must be sworn before addressing the City Council, and you may be subject to cross-examination. If you refuse to submit to cross-examination, the City Council will not consider your comments in its final deliberation. Please also disclose any ex parte communications that you may have had with any members of the City Council. City Council members must also do the same.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, Council, if you have ex parte communication, I'd like to disclose that I did meet with the applicant, and we did host a community meeting at the library to go over this project.
Just would like to disclose that I had a conversation with lobbyists.
I also like to disclose ex parte communication with the lobbyists.
I didn't speak to anybody.
Do we have any cards, Madam Clerk?
Yes, we do. Tab I, a proposed quasi-judicial resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, approving an application for a conditional use permit in substantially the attached form for a proposed development consisting of a 10-story, 35-unit residential building with 48 parking spaces on 0.3841 acres, 16,733 square feet parcel of real property located at 13132 Northeast 9th Avenue and 895 Northeast 131st Street, identified with Miami-Dade County Folio number 06-2229-049-04000 and 06-2229-049-0390, in accordance with Article 3, Division 4, Sections 3-402 through 3-407, Article 4, Division 2, Sections 4-202, Section 4-203, parentheses, capital A, and Section 4-205, and Article 4, Division 3, Section 4-305 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, Chapter 29, entitled Land Development Regulations, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab I. Once again, if you plan to speak on the item at tab I, you'll need to complete a public speaker's card. The cards can be found at the entrance of the chambers. If you plan to speak on this item, please stand up so that I may swear you in. Once again, if you plan to speak on this item, stand up. Thank you. And raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you are about to give in today's proceedings are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say aloud, I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Madam Manager? A presentation?
Yes.
Good evening, Debbie Love, Development Services. Before you is a conditional use permit. Well read again, Madam Clerk. I think the purchasing director and I give you a challenge to see if you could miss any of the words. You do a great job. And the conditional use permit is to request us to allocate 25 of our floating bonus units from the pool to a project located at 895 Northeast 131st Street and 13132 Northeast 9th Avenue. There are two parcels, just a little bit over 1/4 of an acre. One parcel is vacant and one parcel currently has a single family home on it. This is one of the 3 remaining NRO projects that are continuing to work its way through. We have 2 more after this. The zoning district is R6, and again, it was located in the former NRO zoning district that allows 110 feet in height and 90 dwelling units per acre. This project is a 10-story, 35-unit residential building. It has 2 stories of parking of 48 parking spaces. They do have an active street frontage, and they are adding a lot of new landscaping, public benches, sidewalks, and other sustainable design features. Planning Commission saw this back in November of last year, and they recommended not allowing any parking reduction and to have them do 55 parking spaces, which is the required parking, and to provide 2 elevators and to reach out to the community about implementing a community benefits package. The economic impact is a little bit over the 12 to 18 month anticipated construction period of a little under 160 direct and indirect construction jobs, and about 11.5 million in wages during the approximately 2-year construction period, and about 130,000 annually in ad valorem taxes. The impact fees at our old rate is about 450,000. That will increase as they move over to the new impact fee schedule once they submit for their building permit application. There are some conditions, some of which are standard conditions. My apologies. They have to go to DRC review to have a full DRC review with all of the disciplines to fine-tune the site plan that is in your package today. They will have to install 6-foot wide sidewalks along the Northeast 9th Avenue and the 131st Street frontages, undergrounding all the utilities, and install and maintain their sustainable commitments. That will be a task that our sustainability administrator will be working through to assure that those things are done. Next steps, DRC review. We don't know whether that's all contingent upon when they apply. And then it will come back to you at some point for final site plan approval. And with that, Madam Manager and Madam Vice Mayor, that is the end of my presentation. The applicant is here. They do have a short presentation for you, and are here to answer any of your questions that I can't answer.
Good evening, members of the board, staff, and residents. I'm Alessandra Caneo. I'm the lead designer with G3 Design Build, which is the architectural firm for this project. So we are proud to collaborate with Ziet. They are the project owner and developer. They have over 25 years of experience and millions of square feet developed. So Ziet brings a wealth of expertise to this multifamily residential project. Our team has worked to create a development that not only meets the community's housing needs, but also aligns with local planning goals and enhances the surrounding areas. As mentioned by Debbie, this site is located in a transitional area with varying zones designation, including C1, PU, R6, and R2, and it falls within the neighborhood redevelopment overlay. Given this context and the typical shape of the lot, we've designed an appropriate infill project by minimizing the building footprint and adding height as encouraged by the NRO. Here's some pictures of the context of the surrounding areas. As mentioned, it's 35 units, 100 feet tall with 10 stories, including the rooftop. We recognize the previous suggestion made by the board, and we will not be asking for any parking reductions. We will be providing 56 parking spaces, which are the amount required according to code. We are also taking into consideration the design excellence criteria by adding facade articulations, street level grand entrance, balconies, disguised parking, structures, and decorative building tops. After analyzing with the team, the developer, even though the second elevator is not required by code, we acknowledge the recommendation made by the board, and we will be providing a second elevator, so the project will have 2 elevators. And we will be incorporating this revision to like the DRC, but just as a preview, this floor plan showcases the 2 elevators, and essentially the layout of the building remains the same by providing as well the 56 parking spaces as required. Here's just the second level, which is only parking spaces. Level 3 through 9 is where the units are allocated. We have 5 units per floor, totaling an amount of 35 units. And this is the roof plan where you can see in orange the area that it's allocated for the amenities of the building, including pool, barbecue areas, and cabanas. In terms of the public benefits, we would like to highlight a few points here in this project. First, the building design incorporates modern elements, improving the visual appeal of the area. It also supports for sustainable transportation. We are providing bicycle parkings, 26 spaces for bicycle parkings to be exact. We also would like to highlight the efficiency land use, because since the project utilizes a compact lot of 16,733 to create a high-density development with 35 units, but optimizing urban land use. Also, as part of the NRO, the project aligns with broader goals to rejuvenate the area. And as I mentioned before, we have 56 parking spaces and easy access to major roads, which includes West Dixie Highway and Northeast 131st Street. As well, we will be using high quality materials and features like the rooftop, balconies, and premium finishes to establish a modern and sustainable standard for the development. It will also be pedestrian friendly. The project is planned to extend the sidewalk by 6 feet, so the existing is 4, and we'll be extending 6, which will provide a total of 10 feet sidewalks on both streets, with also pedestrian amenities such as benches, lighting posts, and all of that. So, in alignment with the design excellence criteria, we've incorporated several architectural features that enhance the building character and visual appeal. As you can see in the render, the facades include thoughtful articulation to add interest and reduce the building perceived mass. As you can see in this render as well, we are providing a grand street level entrance at the southwest corner of the block to provide an inviting and prominent entry point to the residents and also to the neighbors. We have balconies of varying sizes, featuring wood ceilings with warmth and variety throughout the tower. This is a picture of the rooftop where I explained the amenities with the pool and cabanas and gyms. So through close collaboration with planners, we have designed a development that meets current needs while embracing future aspirations. This project is poised to become a vital asset to the area, offering essential housing and driving positive contributions to the local economy. Thank you again for considering this project, and if you have any questions, we're happy to answer them.
Thank you. I have one speaker card. Philip Yename, Mayor, are you coming up to speak? Okay. With that being said, colleagues?
I have a few questions. I have a few questions. Would you please elaborate a little bit more on the rooftop?
Yeah, so let me go back. So this is essentially the floor plan for the rooftop. It will be on the 10th level. It will feature a pool with some landscape and planters, cabanas, a small barbecue area, and some lounge areas.
Okay,
for the residents.
That was for the residents.
For the residents.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
Now, the building will be altogether 35 units, right?
Yes.
Do you happen to know exactly which formula has been used required to the request for 2 elevators? Based on what formula? Because if we have 35 units, so.
Yeah, so in the Planning Commission in November, when we first presented this project, the board brought us to our attention that we should analyze the idea of adding a second elevator in case the other elevator needs maintenance or emergency type of situation. So that's why we introduced the second elevator.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
No problem. Any questions?
Yes. Thank you so much for your presentation. Wanted to know, when do you plan to start this project if approved tonight?
I know they have to go before site plan.
I would say early next year. It depends on all the process that we have to go through with the city as well, and with the staff, but I would say early next year.
And I guess this question is more for Debbie Love. Outright, what are they allowed outright?
Let me see, I think I have that in my, I typically put that in the staff report. Let me take a look at that, ma'am.
I think 25.
Uh, 10 dwelling units.
So 10 dwelling units, but they're asking for 25 floating units. And these are going to be, what are these going to be? These are?
They configure it the type of affordable housing, market rate housing. They are planned as condos.
Okay.
So it's planned as ownership, but they also are allowing an option for the condo owners to potentially rent the units.
There, okay. I don't know if you've been watching us and you're hearing about the affordability and what I personally push as an elected official. So you're getting 25, you're asking for 25 floating units, and I always say if you're asking me for something, you know, what are you going to give back to my residents? Are you okay? Well, what do you know? I mean, I know that it's a year, and I know it sounds like you're going to do market rate. Is that it, or affordable housing? What I'm looking for are some set-asides for North Miami residents to be able to participate in either first-time owner opportunity to make sure that residents can get it first. I don't know if how we need to work along with housing, our housing and social service. And if you've heard, whatever funding we were relying on, we don't have it anymore, so we're definitely relying on you. I'd like to ask that 6 units be set aside for North Miami residents that are looking to purchase a home.
Can I answer that question? Philippe Bien-Aimé, 70 Northeast 134th Street. And I spoke to the owner, and I know the will of this council is to promote home ownership in the city of North Miami. And those gonna be condominium. That's when we try to attract and real residents. When I'm talking about real residents, I'm talking about people that's gonna be living in the community for 10, 15, 20 years. And what we are going to do is to work with the housing department and based on the first-time home buyer program to see if they have residents that's qualified and to be in those condominiums. That's been when those condos gonna be available, we're gonna work with the housing department to see if they have the first-time home buyer program residents, so we can move them in those condominiums. They're gonna be the first and to know about it. That's what we plan on bringing to the community.
And the applicant is in agreement with that? Well, I'm asking first.
They are the architect, and I spoke with the developer and the owner of the development, and they agree with that.
Okay, that's my request.
Councilman Burrs?
Thank you for bringing this project to North Miami. I know that you all have been at this for a very long time. I'm finally glad to see somebody actually building something for home ownership. Right now, we have an excess of about 3,200 affordable housing units, workforce housing units as rentals on the drawing board. Even other numbers I've seen up to 4,000. Very little for sale. They're city employees, they're local people that want to live and own something in a condo in this city. They don't necessarily want to live east of Biscayne Boulevard, nor do they necessarily want to live near I-95. They want to live in the center of downtown. And I think you all will have a good market there. You're going out on a limb to think you're going to be able to sell it for the dollar amount to recoup your costs. I wish you a lot of luck on that. Myself, I want the market to dictate what you're building, because you're only talking about 35 units. You're not talking about 2,000 units like the applicant behind us. I mean, that was before you all, who's building 2,000 rental units. You're building 35 home ownership condos, and that's what we need in this city. I hope you get the top dollar that you can, that the local community can buy, whether it's city employees or police officers, first responders, teachers, whatever it may be, because we need that in this community. We don't want to continue to be a rental community, which we were on Northeast 6th Avenue for 30, 40 years. And so I'm glad that for sale stuff is coming forward. Yes, if you can, give the benefit on some of the units, because not every unit is the prime unit. And if you have some units that you're flexible on the pricings and you can work with our housing department, that's greatly appreciated. The fact that you accommodated the planning commission and put the second elevator in, which it was not required, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars additional costs. You added additional parking where we have given leeway to lots of people that you stepped up and you're meeting your requirement. You're not getting anything from us other than us giving you the 25 bonus units, which we in turn are getting close to $500,000 in impact fees, plus you're gonna come on our rent roll. And so we're going to benefit as a city from this type of development. It's non-intrusive, it's a beautiful project. I'm amazed that you were able to get it on that post stamp of a property. Very creative architecture that you all created, and I look forward to seeing this because it's going to be the catalyst to redevelop parts of West Dixie Highway. We've concentrated on 6th Avenue, we've concentrated on 125th Street, we're concentrating on Northwest 7th Avenue. West Dixie Highway needs this little bump, and I think you all will be the catalyst. You're gonna employ local people, and I just thank you for doing it. And I don't usually thank developers for coming in, because you're a business, but I appreciate it, what you're doing, and the fact you accommodated suggestions from the Planning Commission. I think that was very commendable on your part. You went beyond what was could have been expected of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Burns. Did you have one more?
Sure, please. Thank you. How many bedrooms are you planning on having? Do you have that yet?
All units are 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms.
Okay. And what is your projected price?
I would have to defer to the owner on that. I don't know the
You're
price.
the architect, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you. And I know that this was a project that was recurring in my district, and you guys, I know we had to defer a bit, only because I like to ensure that the residents has their input. And I know there were some residents in attendance, and there was some community benefits offered to those residents in terms of swells and sidewalks and so forth. So I want to thank you for that. And we look forward to when your site plan comes before the city. I just have one question as it related to the elevator. Is that something that you guys are completely doing? Because I understand that elevators can be very costly, and for 35 units, I think 2 elevators is a bit excessive. But if that's what you guys want to do, I was more in favor of just if you guys wanted to do the one, just wanted to put that out there, only because it's 35 units. And how much parking were you guys requesting in reduction, just so that I know?
Before it was 48, so 7 spaces.
7 spaces.
Yeah.
Okay. And did that also add, did you have to go higher because of it? Did you have to? Oh,
No.
Okay. Okay, just wanted to make sure that.
I'll just add one thing about the elevator. It's definitely 2 elevators. The only
Okay.
thing in question is the capacity and size of 2 elevators,
'Cause it'll
whether
be
they're
small.
both the same or is one going to be a little smaller.
Okay.
But it's a definite decision. The owner called us afterwards. We worked on it from the last hearing until this hearing to incorporate in the building. Seems like on paper, a quick and easy change, but it really wasn't.
I
It
know
takes a
so.
lot of accommodation once the plans are developed to a certain point, especially to keep the building as it was and presented and approved previously. And we're at that point. Like I said, it's really just a matter of determining the capacity.
No, I understand. I had to remove an elevator from a project that was already approved before, only because I understand how tricky elevators can be. No, but with that, I will motion approval for this item.
Second.
I have a motion made by Vice Mayor Timothy to approve the item at tab I. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Estimate Irvin. Councilman Burns, how do you vote?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Timothy, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Charles, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Estimate Irvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
The motion carries with a 4-0 vote.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Citizens Forum. Citizen Forum is now open. We have 2 mics.
Veronica Guzman, 540 Northwest 127th Street. I originally came to talk about tab D. I don't know what happened. I didn't hear it, that it was removed from the agenda. But apart from that, Kimberly Horn's presentation today brings up the subject that I bring up all the time regarding the traffic incidents in this city. Between Northeast 11th Avenue and Northeast 16th Avenue, we have over 1,300 units that are going to be going up. And to see that Northeast 14th Avenue is a hot spot right by the train station, well, by the railroad tracks where there's going to be a proposed train station, a hotel. This is why I think it's so imperative that we need to look at our approvals for these projects before they're happening. We need to look at the full picture. We have a school, an elementary school on Northeast 12th Avenue that lets out kids at a certain time, and when they did their study for the Tate building, I was appalled that, oh no, it's based on XYZ. And to know that a block away, all these traffic accidents are happening. There are kids who walk to school, there are kids who now ride electric scooters to school. We need to do better for our citizens and our residents and our community as a whole before we're, approving all this overdevelopment that is having a negative impact on the community. Thank you.
Kathy Hubbard, resident at 320 Northwest 136th Street. First of all, I thank Councilman Charles because the street lights are back on in that area. It's been months ago, but hey, he got them back on. And I came before talking about the roof repair, and I have still very much a lot of issues and concerns about my roof. Flat roof company, Fresh Home, drilled a hole in the middle of my flat roof, created humps. My ceiling has fallen, and all of these things happen. Building management said we only look at the materials. The company's saying we put a cricket. My home doesn't have a chimney or a vent, so there should be no cricket. I did speak with Ms. Love as before when I came here. They were like, help her out. She calls and says, the company's willing to make it right. Well, Ms. Santos told me to file a claim with that company's insurance, Fresh Home Roofing's insurance company. The insurance company says they're not insured to do that type of work on your home. They can only lay tiles and shingles. They shouldn't have been doing that type of work. Ms. Love says they're willing to make it right. They come out September last year. My roof was initially repaired by them in 2023. I walk in and all of this water damage and all of that was in my home. I had a death in my family at the time, so I went out of town. Ms. Hubbard, don't worry, we're gonna fix your roof. Then all of this stuff started transpiring. Now I find out, and they guarantee the work for 5 years, but you're not insured to do that type of work. They came back September last year, and Ms. Love, we're gonna send an inspector out. They didn't send an inspector, they sent a code enforcer. He shows up and says, I don't know what this is about. And then the man was so belligerent, Travis Frazier, belligerent to the code inspector. Don't call us anymore. Did you go in her house and see anything? Because the young man walked in my home and he sees the water damage and all of this. And when he went back out to tell Travis Frazier what he saw, Travis Frazier goes, he says, did you see anything? And the young man says, well, and they, whatever. And then he just dismissed the young man. And the young man's going like, and then he says, don't call us anymore. My concern is when I'm being told by building management, we only look at materials, that's a problem. And inspections for me, they should have never passed. And I can honestly say, I'm grateful to Everett, what's his name, Chuck Evers? He did come to my house and he did a failed inspection. He left a card on my door. And then I called city, I was out of town, like I say, for a funeral. So when I called them, can you wait till I come back? And they said yes, so I rescheduled. But then the company comes up with this paperwork saying, oh, we passed. And so I'm going, well, I guess everything really is okay. I don't know. I see this form they sent me signed off. So I went ahead and paid the rest of the money. And when I got back to all that damage and stuff, and I'm still fighting, and now I went to Miami-Dade because Ms. Love told me that the codes changed or whatever and all of this. I'm like, no, that can't be true. You shouldn't put a hump, create humps and water just sitting on my roof all the time. So I went to Miami-Dade, permitting and inspections, talked to an inspector, showed them all the things that I shared with all of you here, well, Ms. Love and all of them with what's happening to my home. And that wasn't acceptable, and the matter has been escalated to DBPR. But I'm saying I shouldn't be subjected to this kind of stuff when I really thought building management's gonna look out, you gotta pay for a permit. So I'm thinking we're covered. Whatever they do, they're gonna be properly licensed and properly insured. So if something goes on, you can have a fight. Didn't happen.
Madam Manager, was this, I know this is in Councilman Charles' district, but is this matter being brought to your office to address?
It's not, I'm investigating it right now.
Okay, and Councilman
I can attest that this is the second time. And the first time we said we are going to do the follow-up, that's why you have you had code involved in building and everything. But still, we are the same position. So
would you like Ashley to take her contact information? Do you have her contact?
Yes,
okay.
We did that the first time. That was about what 5 months ago.
It's like in September last year.
Yes, yes. So yes, we definitely need to bring this to a closure and help out. I've been to that house more than 5 times. Down the street, there were no lights, and make sure that we send that report over to FPL to take care of it. and please, we need to make sure that we take good care of our residents. We definitely will follow up, and don't go. Just give us a few minutes, and then I'll just come down and talk to you one-on-one.
Thank you.
Sorry that you have to go through that.
Sad. I'll just take a quick point of privilege because we have a lot of D4 residents just come out. This is the second time all our District 4 residents just coming out, and I'm gonna ask them to keep on coming out. Just gonna give a shout out to all of them. I know some of them are leaving. Just want to give a shout out to all of them. We have the president of the Alhambra Heights HOA in here, and the whole team, vice president and everything. We have the president of the new president of Suncase HOA, which is none other than Wendy Grice over there. I just want to say thank you, sir, for serving. And vice president is now at the mic. So welcome to all D4 residents, and just want to say thank you. Let's keep on moving District 4 forward. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
No problem, sir. You have the floor, ma'am.
Eileen Bicaba, 13350 Northeast 3rd Court. I echo what Veronica previously said about the traffic issues. On tab I love the rooftop, the features which will help with sustainability, love ownership, and the lack of public money above all being used for the project. For tab E, was disingenuous of this body to have public comments prior to saying that Solomia's future earnings will be used for this project. This money is coming from the general fund and being given to a developer. Money should never be used from general fund for a developer. This money, this developer is getting public land, public money from CRA, public money from the general fund that should go towards the running of the city. You are once again spending Solomia money before we have it. The last time this was done, the city ended up in a $14 million deficit, then took money from Public Works to prevent a state of Florida takeover for fiscal mismanagement. That is exactly as it's written in the end of year report, and ultimately use COVID money that was intended to help the community to climb out of that $14 million deficit. When will this body learn? When will we have fiscal responsibility? When will this council prioritize a balanced budget, our health and safety, and a badly needed infrastructure? When will every penny count?
Virginia Gilmore, 1635 Northwest 120th Street. I just want to give kudos to Christine, Lazaro, Mr. Findlay. The service I've been getting from them is excellent, and I hope they will continue, and I hope you guys will support them to continue. I called them for garbage that was behind the post office. In no time, Lazaro sent someone out to pick it up. We called their potholes and signs, and within less than 2 days, Christine and the staff have it done. I just want to say thank you. And I have a question for Mr. Charles. The project at 17th and 135th, how are they going to secure that corner, 17th and 35th, that have accident every single day? What are they going to put at that corner? They're going to put a playground at that corner? Do they have any idea that that's an accident zone?
With all due respect, Ms. Gilmore, the developers are out, and I cannot answer any question on their behalf.
Okay, so you have no idea. Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Citizen Forum is still open, and Citizen Forum is now closed. Council reports, is that what's next? Yes, council reports. District 4?
Oh, my God. Why you start with 4? Usually I'll start with one.
We're going down. Come on.
All right, thank you. Just want to say thank you, and I hope everybody in here had a very nice Easter weekend. And getting ready, just want to invite all residents of North Miami, especially residents of District 4, to come out Saturday for work day. We are going to do some real cleanup. It's easy to talk, complain, and everything about not being done, but we are just going to set the tone and see if our residents will keep up. We're just going to clean Northwest 10th Avenue and Northwest 8th Avenue from 135th to 120th Street. Just want to clean the swell because we have so many dead leaves. I don't know exactly what is happening this year. We had so much to clean up, and then the worst, they just pile up in the drain, and we know exactly what's gonna happen when it starts raining. So this is Saturday, and I hope that our D4 resident will come out, and I know our HOA is strong. They will be out there, and we need each and every resident to come out and support. And second, I just want to invite all of our parents. Testing season is out there, has started. How do I know? Because I'm still in the classroom. So please send your children over to Sunkist Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 4 to 7. We have a great team over there. Just give them what they need, because the first and the best thing that you can give those children is a very good education so that they can support themselves. Just want to say thank you to our Vice Mayor for just supporting everything that we do that has to do with the children and our residents, and Councilman Burns. And I heard that you have a very nice weekend, Easter weekend, so just want to say keep up the great work. And we have Councilwoman Estime Irvin. Just want to say thank you for your support. And the administration, Madam Clerk, just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Sometimes we don't have time to say thank you to our great people, and thank you to our residents. Thank you for coming out. Thank you to our great men and women in uniform in this city. It is easy to complain, cry out and everything, but sometimes we don't take a minute to acknowledge those who are helping out and say thank you. Lars over there, I just want to say thank you. I see Alberto in the back. Just want to say thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Chief. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you, because after a long Easter week, it should be a happy week coming up, and let's clear everything that is out there, and let's be happy. All right, people.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Councilwoman.
Thank you. Happy Earth Day, everyone. Today we celebrate Earth Day, a moment to reflect on the beauty of our planet and the role we each play in protecting it. From our city streets to our neighborhood parks, the environment around us shapes the health, the well-being, and the future of our community. That's why I remain committed to promoting sustainability, clean energy, and green initiative that keeps North Miami vibrant for generations to come. We need to continue to teach our children to care for the earth, supporting local cleanups effort, planting trees, and making small everyday choices that adds up to the big change. Let's work together to preserve and protect the only home that we all share, not just today, but every day. Because a greener North Miami is a stronger, healthier North Miami. This month is also Nomi Tech Month, a special initiative that is close to my heart. I invite you to join us at Kat's Restaurant on Thursday, April 24th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. for Nomi's Tech and Connect, an evening dedicated for innovation, community, and bridging the digital divide. I'm also inviting you to join me on Tuesday, April 30th for Senior Tech at Griffin Center. It's a luncheon that we're having at 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. I'm also hosting Constituent Days starting April 29th. And this evening, these are special evenings where we will sit down, connect directly, talk through issues and ideas that you care about, share, and we'll have the departments there to serve you. And this will be the first one will be on Wednesday, April 29th at Griffin Center from 6:30 to 8:30. I also like to say a special thank you to Gertie Genosier, Betouvna Grimard, Wolin, et Nonom for sacrificing their time to serve our community on Easter to ensure that our NOMI children were able to have an Easter hunt at our state-of-the-art Breesweat spray ground lots. I want to thank you. And I want to again thank you for your continued trust and support. Let's keep showing what's possible when we work together, uplift one another, and lead with love. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Councilman Burns?
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank the city's Parks Department and the other departments that pulled off another exciting Easter egg hunt at the Enchanted Forest. I'd like to recognize the Vice Mayor for her work that she did there, bringing environmental groups around and combining Earth Day events with the Easter egg hunt. It was a very good turnout, and like to want to shout out to Kenneth, who helped with the butterfly release, and we had an author who read some from a book that he wrote. He's a North Miami resident, and we gave away a bunch of books to the kids, and I think it's going to have a lasting impression. The Friends of Enchanted Forest are always looking to help for volunteers to help clean up that forest. So if you like it, go out there and pick up some potato pods that are all around on the grounds, and we're going to be doing some things in the future there. We have an Arch Creek East cleanup, which is the Arch Creek Preserve at the very end of 135th Street, this Saturday from 9 a.m. to noontime. We're going to be planting some mangroves. We're going to plant a few trees in the median. And also, Waste Pro is going to have their electronic waste truck out there. So if you have old computers, paint, oils, gasoline, hazardous material other than acetone type things, you can bring it there from 9 a.m. till noontime. As long as you're a resident of North Miami, you can drive through, unload it, and be on your way. And so it's a very important time to the proper way to dispose of it. Also, for those of you of the Catholic faith, I send our condolences to the passing of Pope Francis. I believe he was a spiritual leader for more than just the Catholics in this world, but also for many, many faiths who look for him an inspiration and look forward. I sending out condolences to all those who will miss his passing and the messages of compassion that he had for everybody in the world. We have a stormwater workshop coming up. Madam Manager, do we have that date confirmed yet? Because I want to make sure the public knows about it, and I believe it's before our next council meeting, if I'm not mistaken.
It's on May 7th, but we are working on changing the time per your request to see if we can get it at a later time. So once we have confirmed with the consultants, then we will advertise the time.
Okay, because I'm gone all the 7th, but you don't have to wait for me. The public and the council, but and I'll end up reading it. But whatever's convenient for the majority of the council. But I just want to make sure that the city just conducted their stormwater survey of where we have issues and how we're going to disperse the water that's on the streets. It's a very important, very expensive project that's going to take many, many years to implement, and want to make sure that the community knows about it, because it's going to affect you for many, many years to come. And that's all I have to say, and hope everybody had a good weekend and enjoyed their Easter. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Burns. Mayor Alex Sasome has left his report. He would like to let everyone know that he's hosting the annual NOMI Gold and Silver Senior Luncheon taking place at Joe Sellison Center tomorrow between 11 and 2 p.m. The public is invited to attend to celebrate this, annual celebration where we honor our seniors. And for me, I would like to take a moment to thank everyone who participated in the Black Maternal Health Symposium, to staff that participated in the film project and sharing their stories and encouraging other Black moms that there's a community that support them. because Black moms, the disparities against mothers right now is high. And so thank you to the doctors and the panelists who shed light and shared their expertise in the room, and all of the vendors as well. And thank you, Chanel and Christine and everyone at Parks and Rec who assisted as well. For Earth Day, we had it was a tough one, but you guys pulled it off. This was the first time that we had Earth Day along with the spring egg hunt. So definitely want to shout out Chanel again. I know Kenneth was a big player as well. This was an item that I ensured that was part of the budget when we were removing events, because we like to remove events in the city. But this was one that I knew that was special to our community. I wanted to ensure that we kept it in our city. And I believe we have more computer classes that are starting at the library for those who are not just seniors, but I have seen a wide variety of ages attend the computer classes at the North Miami Public Library. We do offer 3 different classes: basic, intermediate, and advanced classes at the North Miami Public Library on Saturdays. So if you would like to sign up, it's 4 now. Oh, we didn't went up to 4. Okay, Paul. So it's 4 classes now, and I believe they started this past Saturday. So looking forward to more members of the community taking advantage of our computer classes that we do have at our North Miami Public Library. With that is it for me. Madam Manager, City Attorney, Madam Clerk, I'm sorry.
Just 2 quick things. Really wanted to focus on promoting our passport services, but it's not what I should do in light of the fact that I have 2 achievements in my office that I'd really like to celebrate. One is that it was Dr. Stephanie Thomas's birthday yesterday, my deputy clerk.
Happy birthday, Stephanie.
And she has been a phenomenal leader, especially in our office, where she's really transformed that office and really served as a great example for my team. So it's been a true blessing to have Dr. Steph there. And then, of course, to Taisha Pierre, who is graduating with her master's in public administration. And, for those of you who know me, you know that, the professional development and the growth of anyone around me is extremely important to me. And I know that a lot of you who know Taisha know that it was a tough road to get there, but here we are. And so when you do see her, just give her some love, shower her with some inspiration, because she's a phenomenal public servant, and I think she's going to go so many places. And for the other accomplishments in my office, we will announce them at the appropriate time. Thank you.
City Manager, City Attorney?
I have no report.
No report.
You sure, Mr. City Attorney?
I'm positive.
Okay, just want to make sure. All righty, with that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Mike.
Motion to adjourn.
Check Mike McDermott.
No. Mike, why did I
Is
like
there a
that?
motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
So move.
I have a motion to adjourn made by Vice Mayor Timothy, seconded by
Second.
Councilman Charles. All in favor? Any
Aye.
opposed? The motion carries with a 3-0 vote. The time is now 8:47 p.m. Good night, everyone.
Did they announce a job fair? Solimi is having a job fair this Friday, on-site hiring. We forgot to announce it. On-site hiring.